It's Ayana Peterson, the Thrifting Diva. And it's Friday, and I'm excited. I am excited for the weekend. I am excited for this video in which we're talking about it's a weekly recap of all the high protein meals I did this week that were so affordable to get me snatched. Now, if you've been following me, you know that I'm working on a weight loss journey so that I can get have my clothes fitting amazing. Now, I know you're looking at my channel and wondering, well, this is a Lux and a Budget channel. Why are we talking about food? Well, to feel good in general is to be able to feel confident in what we're wearing, period. And if what we're wearing does not fit us well or does not make us feel great, then I'm sorry, that's not luxury. I feel for me, luxury is the ability to wear the things that we want to wear, feel amazing, and understand, you know, how fabulous we are. But for me, unfortunately, I have started gaining some weight that, nothing crazy, but enough for most of my, my pants and some of my uniform not to fit the way I know they can fit. And so I have for the last 5 weeks been actually 4 weeks been on this journey on rediscovering fitness, rediscovering healthy lifestyles and nutrition. And I've learned so much. I obviously don't know everything there is, but I'm learning more and more each day. And with that knowledge, I am able to put it into effect super quickly and start doing the things that I need to do. So I'm excited about that. And so this week, every day, I took you on that journey in the evenings where I was cooking and prepping my meals for the next day. Now, it's important, as have said over and over and over, that if you are serious about that type of journey, if you're serious, if you're a person that's trying to lose weight, if you're a person that, this is the first time you're kind of trying to understand the body and what you need to lose the weight and what you need to keep the weight off and what you need to not feel as though this is a burden, then I think the one thing I'm learning the absolute most is that we have to plan. Failing to plan is planning to fail. You look like my husband's girlfriend. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry to hear that. But hey, Bailey collects too, and Dare Mood Lucy, thank you for jumping on. So, what I'm talking about today is just recapping what I've been doing when it comes to my nutrition. Hi, Hannah. And what I've been doing when it comes to nutrition and what we need to do. Well, not need, but what has been working for me. And game changing. I am seeing my clothes fit so much better, and it has only been 4 weeks. Now, one thing I gotta say is that I am super impatient. I definitely want to see if I'm doing something, if it's working immediately. And so that's a good and bad trait, of course, because at times you definitely need to have patience. And this is one of those times where you need patience. However, if you are doing the right things, you will see the results super quickly. Okay, so for me this week, and not really this week alone, one of the things that I have started doing is hyper focusing on high protein, low calorie meals. And I'm telling you, it's been amazing and it's been fun. Yes, I said the word fun. Fun in trying to find various different meals to make. Because I will tell you this, and whoever is on the line can agree. Just let me know. Give me a comment if you agree with this. But I am not a person that can meal prep 3 to 5 of the same meals for the week. Like we're not going to eat that dry chicken every day. I, I'm sorry, we cannot. I cannot put that dry chicken breast into everything and call it a meal. I'm not eating a salad every day. I cannot. I can't even eat the same thing every day. So this week, I showed a lot of you, if you haven't seen my lives, just how easy it is to get in the kitchen and make your own meals that are so affordable that you don't have to go out and get these meal preps services that bring the food in for you. My meals tasted absolutely delicious. I ate them and they did the job. when it came to high protein. So in this video, we're going to do a quick recap and I'll let you know what I liked, what I didn't like, which unfortunately I liked everything. So for that, I would say, oh my goodness. Okay, let me just check out the comments. Yo boy Coco, thanks. Yes, I'm back. It's Friday. Um, okay, buys me expensive jewelry and a Mercedes G Wagon for allowing him to have a girlfriend. So okay, girl, do you. Do your thing. But I'm not him. I'm not your I'm happily married with one man. I eat the same thing as I'm fussy and have medical conditions. That I understand. Like when you find something that you like and you have all these other restrictions, completely get it. My restriction is just I'm greedy and I do not want to eat the same thing every day. Like it's just not fun. And if I had to do that, then I probably would not be able to sustain this type of lifestyle. And I probably will definitely have to buy new clothes because I will not fit in my stuff. But as you can tell, I'm in my closet here, right? Like this is one section of my closet. I love clothes. I love buying clothes. I love wearing beautiful things. But if you are buying clothes that don't fit, then it's kind of a waste of money. And on this channel, we talk about having a luxe lifestyle on a budget. The word and key word for me is budget. I want to make sure that the things that I'm bringing into my home brings me joy. I want to use the things that I bring into the home. I want to wear my clothes. And I'm certainly not about to go buy a whole new set of clothes in a different size range. So I'm working very hard to get back into all the things that I wear. And I am seeing those things happen. I wore a pair of shorts today and it fit like it used to fit. Now I still have some ways to go, not a lot, but I'm getting there and I'm getting there rapidly. So let's talk about high protein and why we should probably focus on the high protein dinner. Well, cooking is for poor people. I always go to the restaurants. Hey, dear mood, thank you so much for calling us poor. I love the energy tonight. Love the energy. It's Friday, so you guys are coming full out. I am loving it. Go ahead. Keep on commenting. It is what it is. Bailey says, I eat fajitas and rice. Now, Bailey, is that, as you're saying, is that something that you eat every day? Let me know in the chat, in the comments. Do you mean you're in your closet, as in you're a lesbian, not out yet? And once again, I don't want to block you. I really don't, because I love engaging with the people talking. But make it make sense. Make it make sense. Wipe or let it crust. I'm not sure what you're talking about right now. Wipe or let it crust. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay, so what we started out is one of the things that I was about to explain is that when we try to do all these different diets and stuff, they don't normally work. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a person that needed to go on diets in the past before. I've always had a slender frame, so it hasn't really been an issue for me. But I'm creeping up in age and my metabolism is definitely slowing down. And that's what I think made the issues. Also, I was at a job where I sat at my desk for long hours in the day, and not really moving around that much. And I wasn't working out. So some of the things that had to change for me to realize, like, okay, Ayana, your lifestyle, if you're looking for a luxe lifestyle, it needs to include a healthy lifestyle. It can't just be about the clothes. It can't just be about the things that you're wearing, but it really has to be about from the inside out. Okay. So I am definitely working on doing that. Now, what I ended up doing is 5 days a week, working out. I do 30 minutes of strength training, and then I do 30 minutes of 20 minutes of the Stairmaster after. And so that is 5 days a week. And the reason I'm able to do that is because I have a gym in the building where I work. So I come in the morning, I put my stuff down, and I immediately go down to the gym. I work out, shower, and then I start the day's work. And that has been, there are definitely mornings where I wake up and I'm like, oh, I do not feel like going. And the one thing I have to say is like, Ayana, consistency, consistency, consistency. I need my body to feel and the need to go to the gym. I need to get to the place where when I wake up, my body's already doing what it needs to do to get me to the gym to work out. I'm not there yet, But right now, it's just determination and discipline that's working. It is not, I'm not there to the point where some people are like, oh, if I don't go to the gym, I'm gonna feel like, oh my gosh, I have to be go to the gym soon. I'm not there yet. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if I'll ever be there because the gym. It's just I'm not a big gym person. However, comma, when I do get there and I'm working out, I do feel like, you know what? While this is cringe, while this is hard, while this is definitely not my thing, I am more obsessed with what I'm becoming and where I will be in a few weeks versus where I am today. So when I start to get into that mentality of like, I'm just going to do 20 minutes, I end up stating like, Ayana, where are you trying to be in 4 weeks? Where are you trying to get in 4 weeks? And for me, it's that's when I lock in, where I'm like, okay, one more set. And right now for my gym routines, because I don't know anything about gym routines, I throw on a any type of YouTube channels that's going, and that's what I'm watching. So right now, if you're looking for gym routine, Tabata songs is amazing. I absolutely love it. And the reason I love it is because there is no talking. I'm able to just watch what they're doing, listen to music, and do the routines. And I absolutely love that. Okay. Um, I eat 4 days a week and 3 days I have vegetable curry. Okay, nice, nice. You need to have a cooking channel. Yo boy Coco, I barely can have this channel. I am struggling to figure out the YouTube algorithm and what people like and what people don't like and when they're coming on. And it is, I've said it before, YouTube will humble you. So when people come on your stream and they're just like being nasty, like I have to lock in and say, Ayana, don't let that stop you, because what my part of my brain is saying, just shut it down, just close out on the live. But this is, just as I'm uncomfortable in the gym right now, this is also another phase of me uncomfortable. And so I think this is helping me push myself even more in that lifestyle, that healthy lifestyle, because other people are depending sometimes on the information. Somebody out there is listening and saying like, yeah, if she can do it, I can do it. If she is showing us how to do it, then let me see if I can do it myself. So I'm pushing myself, nervous all the time, and definitely feeling like, oh, but deep breaths and just power through. But thank you for saying that. Um, America, we are talking. Where is my teacher? Okay, not sure what that's about. And you look amazing. Thank you so much. Um, okay, so as I was saying, back to the gym, working out, even though I'm not loving it every day, I'm there every day. And that consistency is so, so, so important, until we've gotten enough reps and sets where it feels automatic that we need to be there. I'm not there yet, but I'm so proud of myself that I've made it to the gym. Every day for the last 4 weeks, I've made it to the gym for 5 days of the week. And then the weekend, I get to rest and recuperate. I would say this though, on Sundays, I start to feel like, oh, I need a gym session. And I don't know if that's what it feels like when people are like, oh, I'm ready for the gym again if they've missed a day or so. But that's exactly what I'm trying to get to, that level where I'm like, I'm ready. So I've been struggling like Thursday and Friday. Today I struggled in the gym in the strength training session. I definitely struggled. I felt like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. And I was at low weights, like using 10-pound weights. And I felt like I cannot lift, I couldn't even do, some of these that I were doing. But I kept through, I finished it, and then we moved on to the next. Then I moved on. So I would say, for me, it's about that consistency for sure. But then the most important thing, I really feel, it's about planning. Like in the evenings before I go to bed, I plan out my day in my head so that when I wake up in the morning, the plan has to start. It's already there and it will just start moving. I try to lay out in my head what I want to do, what I want to accomplish. And I know this is weird because it's not like you're writing it down, but I am visualizing what is to happen. I am visualizing the dedication. I'm visualizing what I want to see happen and the improvements I want to see, and then I'm visualizing exactly what I'm going to do. So I will be in bed right before I go to bed, and I will say, okay, you need to wake up at this time, you need to get dressed. I've already packed out all my clothes on Sunday, so I don't have to worry about that. And then I'm going to visualize getting in the car, taking my lunch, just visualizing things, like just saying taking my lunch so I don't forget my lunch. And then I'm visualizing getting to the job early enough. I'm visualizing going to my office, changing into my clothes, and visualizing going down to the gym. I'm even visualizing, okay, what am I working out tomorrow? Am I going to do a legs day, an arms day? Am I going to do a full body day? Am I trying to do cores? And I try to get all of that in my head before I go to sleep. And so I have noticed that when I wake up in the mornings, the visual is there already. I'm not wondering, okay, what next? And it's like I move almost methodically within that vision. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if it makes sense to you. But that visualizing of what I want to do and accomplish is one of the things that I believe is pushing me and allowing me to get to that, to get there when I don't want to get there. Okay, so then the other part of this though is the nutrition. And the nutrition is so key and so big. And I've been trying to tell everyone who would listen, especially my ladies in their 40s and 50s who are trying to get into a healthy lifestyle, that listen, you do need to ensure that if you want to see the results you want to see and the hardcore results you want to see, that you want to be able to understand what your nutrition lifestyle looks like, because all the work you could be doing could be flushed down the drain or slowing down if you are not locked in with your nutrition. And so for me, that took a little bit of research, listening to a lot of people, trying to, wade through the things that are myths, wade through the things that are just not true, and then just simply get there to that point. Okay. Um, she's giving us advice. Thank you. What you do? What is my day job? I'm in the military. Um, Dear Mood, I'm going to give you one more chance at this because I don't know what your situation is. So I'm going to look at your comment one last time and then I'm just going to kind of ignore you. Is that okay? Can we have that mutual respect that I don't come to wherever you're doing whatever you want to do and just kind of throw in your negativity? And I'm going to ask if you can just kind of back up off of back up off here so that I don't have to bother you. You it's a give and take here, give and take. Um, Having high metabolism is, I think that's the key to everything when you want to stay slim, if that's what you're going after. Um, I have high, great, ma'am, respect. Okay, thank you so much. Makes it hard to gain weight. That's why I said, Tralika, it's depending on what you want to do. When I was younger, I definitely very, very slim. But I did have a high metabolism. I noticed that in my 40s now, it is absolutely slowing down a lot. And so I got to reverse that, which we can. Okay. So going back to what I was discussing about the nutrition, what I've learned is that for me, what seems to be working so fast is the high protein and low calorie kind of diet. I don't want to use the word diet because I just feel like it's more of a lifestyle, but high protein, low calorie. And so, what they sometimes have said, or I hear them saying, it's that you're in a calorie deficit, right? Like you're trying to not be at the hot top of the spectrum for how much calories you're going to eat in that day. However, high protein. And for me, that made sense. Like high protein, I can mix up some different foods with that. That's different. But when I started doing the research on, okay, give me some high protein recipes, I still kept getting the same thing over and over and over. And I was just like, okay, we cannot We can't just eat the same thing 5 days a week, call it meal prep. It's, I don't know, it's boring. It's not worth it to me. And it's just simply not going to be sustainable. So I started really trying to figure this out a lot, to the sense like, I'm like, I can't have the same food every day. I get it that I need to be able to, be cautious of what I'm eating, but I cannot just, throw that all into the wind and just prep the same chicken breast in 5 clear dishes that you see on like TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and call it meal prep. Now, yes, it's easy. It is definitely easy for people who are super busy, rushing around and stuff like that. But I just don't feel like I will want to open that lunch when the day comes to eat that. And so this week has been fantastic because I look forward to my lunch. I look forward to my breakfast. And so, last point to make on top of everything that we're talking is about planning. You cannot do this if this is not second nature to you, if you are not planning. If you're not planning your meals, if you're not planning what you will be eating, if you're not looking at the menu before you go to the restaurant, if you're not doing any of those things, then it is not second nature to figure out, like, okay, I'm going to do high protein, low calorie. What does that mean? I'm just gonna look at the comments right now, real quick. You look like you're in your mid 30s. You look great. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Nope, I am 45. I look um okay. I look in you private, but you no, she's very beautiful, especially your eyes. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. Amelia, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's talk about what I ate this week and how that worked out. Now, as I said, prepping the night before was so key. Prepping the night before. Like, if you don't do anything or take anything away from this, you got to prep. You have to prep somehow. Now, my prep and your prep might look differently. You might want to prep the same thing for the 5 days. I just couldn't. So I just ended up, for me, making sure on Sundays I had an idea of all the things that I would want. And so I went to the supermarket and got a bunch of things so that I didn't have to keep going back and forth. So yes, your boy Coco, I had a parfait. And so in the parfait, what made the I had a parfait and 2 boiled eggs. So that was what helped me get the protein count high. Now, eggs are really, really good for protein. However, comma, the protein in 2 eggs is only about like 18 grams, and 2 medium eggs actually are only about 18 grams of protein. My goal is to do 30 grams, a minimum of 30 grams per meal, to get me to about 90. And hopefully I can push next week. I'm trying to get to 100 grams of protein for the full day. So we're going to see if I can do that. But this week, I just focus on, can I do it? Can I concentrate on high protein, low calorie meals, meet that, and not feel worn out by it, not feel annoyed by the process, not feel like I'm overspending. And I'll tell you now, I hit all the wickets. I absolutely never felt worn out because I did everything on nights. And actually doing it live on YouTube was actually a lot of fun because it made me stay focused, right? I did it in an hour for most of the part, but I could see that if I wasn't on live doing all the prepping and doing everything, like literally stream of conscious cooking, then I probably could have done it in 30 minutes. But that was so easy for me and fun. So parfait, and then had Greek yogurt, just plain Greek yogurt. And then I added 2 scoops of protein powder, right? So add more protein, you're layering your proteins, right? So you had protein from the yogurt, and then I added protein from the whey powder, and then I mixed that up. And then I just had that with some strawberries and blueberries and a little bit of granola. But then I added the 2 eggs, and that was my breakfast. And so what I normally do is after I work out, I have the breakfast within an hour after working out. And that would keep me full and content all through until about 1 o'clock. I normally, right now, I'm only drinking water. So I didn't add any other type of calories. And as I said, I f- it was delicious. I didn't feel stressed about it, and I didn't feel as like, oh my god, this again. Okay. I had no protein for dinner tonight. I had a corn and mashed potatoes. um, well, you have tomorrow. You have tomorrow again to try that. I would say if you are trying to do the high protein, you want to try to do them. Definitely want to do your if you're going to miss a meal or you're going to miss a meal that has protein, I would say push that for your lunch and make the protein meal kind of absolutely necessary in the evenings when your body is at rest and it can work on repairing your muscles and stuff like that. So, but it's all good. Like, life is lifing. And so sometimes we're not going to hit the mark every single time. But if you had enough proteins for lunch and you had enough proteins this morning, then maybe it's okay. Okay. And then for dinner, I can't remember what was Monday's dinner, but one, I'm just going to name them in the order I remembered it. But one of my dinners was the, I cut up some sweet potatoes and then I added ground beef with it. And so the sweet potatoes is what you call like a complex carb, which is fantastic for you, by the way. And then the ground beef is your protein. Okay. And so the complex carbs, I see it as a way of like little cars that get the protein to where they need to be. And that is a okay. It was a really good meal. Loved it. Made a couple for myself and my husband in the event that I wanted to grab another one during the week. I actually ended up never grabbing the other one, but it's still there if I want to do it tonight. But I'll tell you what I had tonight and let me know if you are a fan of that or not. Um, and so that was what I had. And then I had like some little strawberries for a snack during the day. Now I'll be honest with you, I am not a person that snack a lot in general. Like I can go in between meals without having to eat. So for me, not having to snack definitely helps, but also these high protein meals definitely stave off any type of cravings you will have if you're a person who normally snacks a lot. And when you snack, it's not the best things. Okay, so that was one meal. Another meal I made was a for breakfast was egg wraps. And so these egg wraps are absolutely delicious and come together in no time. But the key to doing the egg wraps are I use like two or three whole eggs, and then I topped it off with egg whites from the carton. And so your egg whites are where that protein is. So I'm adding and making sure hopefully I could get to 20-25 grams of protein in my eggs alone. And then the first night I just added some veggies. Oh, big thing to add more protein, I added cottage cheese in the eggs. Now, I'm telling you, the eggs were so fluffy. Try it, you will not regret it. They were so fluffy, they were so tender. It was amazing. And a little bit of vegetables in there, and I was set. And then I put them in a wrap. The wraps that I'm using right now are these zero carb, keto friendly wraps by Mission. So if you see those in your grocery store, you should definitely try them. Zero carbs and they're keto friendly. So I put those together, made the eggs, and then made a couple of wraps. And that was what I brought in for one of my breakfasts. Very easy, very simple, and absolutely delicious. Okay, I did do wraps two times this week, but I mixed it up a little bit. Both times they had the egg whites, the whole eggs, and the cottage cheese. One today, the wrap that I had some shredded turkey breast, more protein in there, and then some tomatoes and onions. Simple, easy. I'm not tomatoes, sorry, sweet peppers. Simple, easy, amazing. And once again, that cottage cheese actually it really made the eggs so fluffy and tender. I was like, why didn't someone tell us about this before? Putting cottage cheese in with your eggs. Like, it was so good, like so juicy, not juicy, but You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. Oh, thank you so much for the compliments. Um, but yes, it was so good. I was very, very happy with that. Easy day. Another evening, another, I say evening because that's when I would prep my lunch and stuff for the day, for the mornings. Another lunch that I had was honey shrimp and vegetables. Now, that was once again another super, super easy meal to put together. It's shrimp. You clean your shrimp, you season it with, whatever you want to season it with. You put it, and then you make a little sauce. The sauce had soy sauce, honey, um, soy sauce, honey, and a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and that went over the vegetables and the shrimp once they were cooked. It was so good. Now you can eat it with a rice or something like that. I ended up just eating it with the cauliflower, and I had cauliflower, carrots, and broccoli mix. And it was from the bag, so I didn't have to do much. That meal came together in probably 20 minutes or less because it's kind of already done for you. The vegetables were washed and cleaned and trimmed and everything, and then the shrimp, depending where you're buying it, could already be cleaned and just ready to go into the pot. So that was a very high protein dinner that we ate at night, and we then I took for lunch in the morning. Now, when I'm saying all of these things took for lunch in the mornings, understand that one thing that I'm doing to make sure this is easy for me and affordable for me is that whatever we eat at night, leftovers goes for the lunch. So you're getting two meals for the price of one, basically. Two meals that you don't have to worry about for the energy of one for two meals. And that is one of the easiest ways that you can stay true to this type of lifestyle by just planning these things out. Put in some extra shrimp in there because you're going to be taking it to work the next day. you know don't plan it for just one meal that night. Okay. You want to know how I know Jesus? Okay. Hello, Crispin, thank you so much. Purple flower, thank you. And Jamie, thanks for jumping in. And so those are definitely some of the things that I did. And then the last meal that we made, um, for the evenings to then take to work for lunch was my um it was a air fry meatballs. And I couldn't tell you how easy that thing is. It was The meatballs were like pre-packaged from the supermarket. They were seasoned already. They had everything in there. And all I did was put them in the air fryer. Now I had never air fried meatballs before, so that was definitely different. And I love it. It was crispy on the outside and soft and juicy in the inside. It was amazing. And I made a yogurt and cottage cheese dip with some dill sauce. And listen, amazing. And then I had that with a salad. Now, it was one of those bag salads that I added additional protein in it to just boost the protein in what I'm eating. I added some lima beans and I added some pepita seeds, which both will help with adding additional protein. And so the meatball with the sauce and the salad was another hit for lunch. It was filling, it was amazing. And not one of the days that I went to work this week did I feel like, "Ugh, what's for lunch?" I didn't have to wonder about that. I didn't have to worry about it. I knew what was for lunch and I was excited for lunch. Um, that to me is a win always when you're able to enjoy eating while you're already on a lifestyle change. That's a joy to me. And so another breakfast meal that I had, I think today I had my protein, doubled up on the protein a lot today because I wanted to do 60 minutes of weight training this morning. So I had two egg wraps. The egg wraps are always going to have cottage cheese moving forward. And then I had a parfait to go with it because the parfait protein and adding the whey protein definitely is helping. Okay. Peppy, I'm not, no, I'm not from Belize. I am actually from Trinidad. So did I say it wrong or something? Let me know. Okay, so that's the meal recap. You should try casein protein. What is that? Can you let me know? I'm not familiar with that. So that was it. I did not take any snacks this week, except one of the days I took some mangoes. Because I'm from Trinidad, one of the things that we do in Trinidad is we eat green mangoes, but we put lemon juice, salt, pepper, and some um what's the thing called? It's a seasoning, cilantro. It is so good. I'm actually going to make it right after this. Um, but I did not have any snacks, and I do have some snacks in the office in the event that I get hungry or something. No time did I have a craving for anything. At no time did I feel like, oh my gosh. When I did start feeling hungry, it was time to eat like your regular meal anyway. And when I left work, I come home and then there's dinner getting ready for the night. So if you're someone who have to figure out like, okay, what do I got to do to stop snacking constantly because the snacking is adding all the calories are adding the fat, all of those things. Um, Try this approach. It really can help you, you know, stave off those cravings that we sometimes have in between meals and stuff. I have not had one. Every time I was hungry or started to feel hungry, it was like, oh yeah, well, I haven't had lunch yet. So yes, let me stop and eat lunch. It's a much better protein, and I find that you don't get sick to your stomach like you do with whey. No, you said it right. Casein is more of a long-acting protein. Okay, I'll look that up. I don't actually get sick, and I have heard of a lot of people saying that whey protein does make them feel queasy, gassy. But honestly, I have not felt anything. And I try not to use it every single day. So this week I did it. I used the whey protein only twice, from, let's say we're talking from Monday to Friday. I've only used it twice. I'll probably use it one time. Well, tomorrow I want to make protein pancakes. So I'll see if, how that feels with using a lot more. But I haven't had any issues. So knock on wood. But I will definitely look up the casing protein to see if it's something that I would enjoy. So thanks for dropping that tip. I appreciate it. Um, so today, I did not eat lunch today, and I was coming home, and I was like, "Why am I so hungry?" And I realized I had forgotten to eat lunch, and it's because I left work a little earlier today. I left work like around 3, but I was hungry. By the time it was like 5, I was definitely feeling like I had to eat, which I should because I didn't eat lunch, which is not good because obviously I'm going to be low on the amount for my protein numbers tonight because I was supposed to try to eat 30 grams of protein each meal. Okay, so it is what it is. Anyway, my daughter was with me and she was like, "Oh, can we have Chick fil A?" So I was like, dang, what am I going to get at Chick fil A? Like, I'm not getting fries, right? Because that's going to kill it. I don't want a salad because I just don't. Like, once again, I cannot be on any type of lifestyle prohibition that tells me I have to eat the same thing day in and day out. Like, it's just not going to work. But I did end up finding something. So um, if you are a big Chick-fil-A fan, let me put you on. Let me put you on. Okay. Here's one of the things that I did the math. I did the math, I promise you. And so this was 485 calories and 53 grams of protein, which is what you would consider a high protein meal, okay? And low calories. Now, to explain, normally if you get a Chick-fil-A sandwich with the fries and the sauce and a drink, you're looking at about 1800 calories there, right? 1800. So for me to get something where I just finished eating right before I came live and I feel absolutely full, 485, I did the math, and 52 grams of protein killed it. So here's what you do. And I didn't even know about this. I mean, obviously you got to plan ahead. So I did some planning. ChatGPT helped me a little bit too. So at Chick-fil-A, they have this the mac and cheese. Yes, that's right. I'm about to get y'all abilities to eat mac and cheese on this lifestyle. So um mac and cheese they have. So you're gonna get the mac and cheese, and then you're gonna ask them for the 12-piece grilled nuggets. Okay? So it's gonna come in another little cup. 12-piece grilled nuggets, the mac and cheese, and then the spicy barbecue sauce, not the Chick-fil-A sauce, because the Chick-fil-A sauce is like, I think the Chick-fil-A sauce is probably like 150 calories alone in one packet. You want the 12-piece with the mac and cheese and the spicy, and you're gonna mix that up. And then when I got home, I added a little drizzle of honey. Baby, it was good. It was really, really. Even my daughter was watching me. She's like, "Oh, can I have some?" I was like, "You get a bite. I'm hungry." And she even said, "Oh, wow, this is really good." But 485 calories, 52 grams of protein, that's a win. That is what you call a high protein dinner. So one of the tricks that you want to do is, if you whatever your protein, whatever your calorie numbers are, let's say in this case it's 485 calories, your protein needs to be bigger than, well, what you do is move the decimal one space back from the five. So you have 485, decimal moves back one, that is 48.5. You want your protein to be at that number. Well, you want it to be higher. And that will be considered a high protein dinner based on the calories. So for me to do 485 calories at Chick fil A, and my 52 grams of protein with the 12 grams of chicken, I mean the 12 grilled chicken nuggets, we killed it. Now the only thing is, of course, um tonight I think I'm done for the night, because I was like, it's a small. When you look at it, you'll be like, oh, is this thing gonna fill me up? Like, I'm hungry, hungry. It does. It does. Like, I ate it and I was like, I had my glass of water with it, and I was like, okay. So I'm gonna let y'all know if tonight I get up in the middle of the night talking about, oh girl, I'm starving. But I'm telling you, that is a good one. So there are ways to do these things and hack the system, but we got a plan. I'm gonna look at the comments. I know I had a bunch going off while I was talking about Chick-fil-A, and then we'll see what it is. Barbie, you gotta eat. Is it the pink? Is it the pink? Are they all high heel shoes behind you? No, there's a mix of all kind of shoes that I love. Salad is a scam. I could sometimes believe that, but a good healthy, I'm not a person who likes salad with just only. I like it to fill me up. I don't want to eat grass to just eat grass. So I could get there. I could get behind you on that. I'm not gonna put on any shoes tonight because that's not what this live's about. But if you check out my other lives I've showed you, I've gone through and done a closet tour before and shown all my things in the closet. Baked chicken goes hard. Yes, it does. It does. But let me explain, the baked chicken after about 2 days be like, God damn, I'm tired of this damn chicken. It just gets drier and drier. I don't care what we do with it. It just gets drier and drier. So you got me with baked chicken for about two and a half, two and a possible if you play spades. Two and a possible. That means 2 days and a one meal, maybe lunch. But after that, we're gonna have to figure out that chicken. Um, them grilled breasts be really filling up. I did not. I honestly, I wasn't. I love Chick-fil-A sometimes, to be honest. I mean, I can take it or leave it, but those from the grilled chicken nuggets were juicy and good. So if you want to try it, try it. Tell me what you think. Go out to Chick-fil-A. You know they close on Sunday, so you got today or tomorrow. Go out to Chick-fil-A, get you your mac and cheese, the grilled chicken nuggets, and the hot sauce. What? And my little tip is to add a little sprinkle. Don't go crazy. A little sprinkle of honey. Mix that bad boy up. Oh my gosh. You'll be like, But now, let me tell you though, just one serving, right? Like we're not gonna keep just going back every day to Chick Fil A and be like, I'm doing high protein at Chick Fil A. Like this was a good way for me to be able to get something there, eat it, and not feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. I'll eat anything and break down because I left work early and because I forgot to, because had I eaten lunch today, this would not have been a problem. But I forgot to eat lunch because my breakfast this morning was this huge. I had the parfait and then I had the two egg wraps. But I had this morning alone, I had probably about 70 grams of protein this morning alone. So I could understand why I just didn't realize by noon and 1 o'clock that I was like, oh, why aren't I ready to eat? And it's because I had filled up with protein so much. So I know that even though I missed my lunch today, I'm still good because then I came in with 50 grams plus 50 plus grams of protein at Chick fil A. So your girl's still doing it. Your girl's still doing it. Um, they don't smack like fried nuggets, but they got good flavor. You can still do the fried nuggets if you want to, but if you want to kind of up the game and lock in on the hell, you're gonna go grill. But I'm gonna try it another time with the fried nuggets because we're not here to like just deprive ourselves of everything that's good. We are here to enjoy life, and just enjoy it being intentional of what we eat. So we'll see that. How many fat grams? Hmm. Cat, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Right now, I am more focused on the protein and the calorie because I'm in a calorie, trying to do calorie deficit where I'm not eating, each day it's a little less than what my top out calories should be. But those calories being made up mostly with protein. Let's say, do you want some elote with butter? Uh, Okay. So blender flaxseed, scoop of whey powder, then add berries, freeze 1 hour, high protein dinner ice cream. Okay. I could do that. I have everything but the flaxseed right now, but I have the whey powder and I do have the bag of berries. So we will try that. Shout out and I will Mad Dog, if this is not your type of channel, if you're not gonna watch the stuff, you don't have to sub if this is not what the content that you're looking for. But I'm gonna shout out to you anyway, just because you commented and you are hanging with me. The flaxseed makes it creamy. Okay, so I will try that. I am always looking for new recipes, and I'm always giving people new recipes on different things they can make, so that they also could try this. My biggest concern is not really concern, but my biggest priority is enjoying life and food, my food. I love food. And so if I'm going to try to revector some of the things I eat and why I'm eating it or not eating it, I still want to enjoy it. I'm back in the big back era. Listen, we all have been there. And while I may not look it, I felt it. I felt it. Like when you put on clothes and it is not, you're like, my husband is like, Ayana, it's not gonna go up. I'm like, just pull it together. That's my big back era. And I was like, okay, okay, I've been here. We're gonna bounce. We are going to bounce. So tomorrow, here's the thing though. Tomorrow I'm going to brunch. And that's gonna be different. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get ahead of this because we're gonna plan. I know where we're going, so I'm gonna go online tonight and kind of scope out the menu so I can see and get an idea of like, okay, what am I gonna do? Because I'm not gonna go to brunch and just throw away my whole week's. I'm not gonna go do that. I'm absolutely not gonna go do that. So I'm gonna scope out the menu, and so that I don't look like that person who's eating one carrot at lunch at brunch when everybody else is enjoying the stuff. Now the place that I'm going is definitely going to have, the pancakes and all those, things that's going to be sugary and high in protein, I mean high in calories. So I just have to check it out because remember, do the math. How many calories it is, move the decimal one space and then whatever you and then try to get the protein higher than that. Now I don't have a weight. Well, I'm not going to carry my weight with me to, you know, measure out the protein. So I'm going to have to eyeball it, which is not the best, but it's one meal. It's not going to kill me in any way. It's not going to take away everything I've worked for this week, but I definitely want to make sure I continue to stay on the same path so that when I get back in the gym on Monday, I don't feel like I have to be in there 4 hours trying to get rid of everything I did on Saturday. The fit ain't fitting. Yeah, I mean, dude, if it's not, we gotta sometimes look at ourselves and be like is this how we want to go out? Is this how we want to go out? Like we just have to, have that talk, and it's just honestly, it's to me, it is really a matter of slow, slow. We're running a marathon, not we don't have to get there in 15 seconds. Planning things, thinking a little more, giving yourself a little extra time to think about something. As I said, I'm going out to brunch tomorrow, but I'm not going to not go out to brunch because most of these places are not going to be doing high protein. But you can find ways. Like, how would I have known you can get a nice high protein meal at Chick-fil-A? Like, I certainly, but it's a little bit of research real quick. You got your phone, you could be like, okay, I'm doing this, what we doing. You can ask Chat GPT. I mean, Chat GPT came through for me on this one. Like, I literally said, hey, I'm at Chick-fil-A, I'm hungry, but I am on a high protein, low calorie deficit thing going here. Help me make the right decision. And let me know if it's best to just drive away. I mean, homegirl came through. She was like, all right, here's what you can do. She came through and she came through with the numbers that were on point. I got up to the window. I was like, can I see the calorie counts? Can I see the calorie counts? Because I was like, I'm not going to go all up in here and try to just wreck this on this little 1700 calorie meal after I've been doing so, so good. And the weekends could be that time when we fall off so quickly. So I definitely want to make sure that we are, I'm going to visualize again. I'm not going to the gym in the morning, but I'm going to visualize the menu. I'm going to visualize what I'm going to have. I'm not drinking right now, so I know but I may have a drink, because we're at brunch and I need a little drink after the long week. So let me check out these comments. Let me see what y'all saying up in here. 1 carrot and 2 cups of ranch sounds like a balanced meal. Sir, no, it is not. That ranch is definitely going to get you way up there, spiking the insulin and in your sugar. Call the restaurant before and explain your journey and challenge the chef to create you a high protein dish. I've been surprised at some of the things that they. What? We could do this? Catherine. Catherine, you're about to put your girl onto. Are you serious? I would. Wow. Okay. I never knew that we could do something like that. My priority right now is protein too, and obviously calorie deficit. I love that I ran into you. I'm Kat from LA. What's your name? Hey, Kat. I'm Kat Ayana from San Diego. Hopefully, you are subscribed to the channel. Maybe we will meet one day. And give a like if you've been in this journey with me so far and you're liking what you're hearing. If you have just joined, the entire video has really been a recap of all my my high protein, low calorie meals. But my focus is that I cannot, not my focus. I'm going to say that my restriction is that I cannot eat the same thing every day. Like, you're not going to feed me dry chicken every day and call about, like, oh, you eating high protein. Like, we're not. I'm from the Caribbean. Everything we season and everything is made fresh. so so for me, it is definitely hard to watch a lot of these people who are well intentioned, obviously showing busy women how to meal prep, but their meal preps are so boring. I'm like, damn, how are y'all eating this every day for 5 days? I see why people drop off. Like, because what? No, absolutely not, sir. We're gonna mix up breakfast. We're gonna mix up dinners. The one thing I'm eating over the next day is my dinner and my lunch. That's about it. But I can't eat that the next night and come home and then go back to work with the next. No, sir. I'll be a big back. I'll be a big back if that's the case. I cannot. But I am also enjoying the fact that we have so much resources out there that we can look up a lot of things. We can ask ChatGPT to put together our meals for us and we go through it and figure it out. I mean, as I said, that Chick-fil-A hack, I mean, after I did that, my daughter was in the car with me and she's like, Mom, she's like, we can look on TikTok. We went on TikTok and there's so many of the same ones. I mean, ChatGPT obviously pulled it from TikTok, but there's so many of those hacks out there. Now you gotta be careful, right? You gotta research. You gotta, make sure you're doing the right thing for your body. But I was so surprised because before I drove up to that thing, I would never ever have thought that I could go into Chick-fil-A and get a 485 calorie meal with 52 grams of protein and it still meet the requirements of taste, and it met the requirements of my low calorie deficit that I'm doing, and it met the requirements of being inexpensive ish. Because y'all know Chick-fil-A is not that, But now it also give me an idea. I could probably do that now. Grill some chicken, got some mac and cheese, and that could be like one or two meals, one or two max. Remember, we're not eating the same thing every day for 5 days a week. Like, that is not meal prep. That's punishment. Um, 55 pounds lost since February. Berry veg and lean protein is my path. That's okay. That's Now you got me. I'm about to go make that flaxseed one, Catherine. I'm telling you now. When my work girlfriend is cooking, I get more protein in my order. I guess she really does love. Yeah, that's that is definitely. She's probably looking out for you there. Are they my cocoa tea? Yes. Good eye. Good eye. Yes, these are the Billy. I have to turn on the light a little bit, but these are you can see it there. These are the Billy bookcases that I use for the the shoes. And I like them because they're very customizable. I put doors in them. You don't have to. I bought extra shelves. You don't have to. But that's what I use to put purses on this side. You can see on that side, and then all my shoes down the wall. And then here is also Billy bouquet. Well, not Billy, IKEA, because I wanted a an island, and when I had them come in to give me a quote, they said $5,500, and I said goodbye because ain't no way. This is a Lux lifestyle on a budget. They didn't know the name Thrifting Diva like that. So I got two. Those are two dressers from IKEA, and then I just put this. You can see here. That's just a strip of wood, painted that. And that's how we do that because we're not going to spend that kind of money. Okay. Catherine says salmon. Yes, I love, we love salmon in this house. Mackerel, loves mackerel. Squid, mushrooms, eggs, powdered peanut butter, pea flour, lentils. Those are all I'm thinking that's not one meal, but the things that you're saying works for you. And I love all. Actually, I'm gonna go get some lentils. I love the Trader Joe lentil peas, like the ones that's already pre-made. I know it's just like Ayana, you can make that yourself, but I love it. It comes in like a square block, and I could just chop off. Actually, I'm gonna definitely get some of that this week so I can make a couple of different dishes with it. That's excellent. 52 grams from Chick-fil-A for under 500. Yes, Kat, promise you. Check out, if you do the math, you'll see it. 12 of the grilled chicken nuggets, cup of the mac and cheese, and mix in, you don't have to, but you can mix in the spicy barbecue. Is it spicy barbecue? Yeah, spicy hot sauce kind of barbecue. It's amazing and it tastes delicious. I'm still thinking about it. I was like, ooh, this is definitely one that folks need to know. She just wants to see more muscles. I mean, who wouldn't? I do. I do. And I am starting, like, I showed my hubby, I said, I'm starting to see definition in my arm. Wait, can't see it here. Wait, okay, there we go. A little bit right here. And I was like, it's working. It's working. Hey, Sherman D, thank you so much for the compliment. She's gonna have me looking like a Greek. I love those Yes, they are so. I mean, I think that they're really cost effective because I don't have to worry about them. You cut them like little pieces off and they work so well in everything. It's like you want to put some in your rice, you want to put some in your salad, you want to put some with your sweet potatoes. I mean, they work like a charm. So I'm definitely going to do that. Leon spices on lentil, sumac, chilies, cumin, absolutely. You got me already when you said sumac. I love go through that like it's water in the house. Cumin is an underrated spice, but I know so because I am from the Caribbean, and that's one of the big spices that we use in the Caribbean. Um, it's oh, thank you so much, Catherine. Yes, the arm is coming. The weight, I checked the weight today and it was not where I should be yet, but I'm gonna give myself 4 more weeks, right? Like we have to understand there's a little bit of patience that's required for this. So that has been my recap. Um, if you haven't started following the main channel, would love to invite you into this community. I don't only talk about the fitness because that's something I'm starting to work on right now and figured why not? Like I'm just going to be open and transparent with everyone who is following me. Like this is what I'm going through. And yes, a lot of times people only think that, people, I mean, I don't look overweight, and so, therefore, what are my issues? What am I complaining or why I'm even talking about nutrition here? But it's just showing people that it doesn't matter what your size is. If you don't feel confident in who you are and you're going to make those changes, then come along for the ride. Maybe you'll pick up something or learn something. And I've just learned some things from you guys today. The casing protein, I'm going to go check that out. I'm going to get some flaxseed to make that like ice cream that you mentioned there, Catherine. I'm definitely going to check that. Um, Kat, I am from Trinidad, not St. Vincent, but I do get people do confuse the accent for St. Vincent all the time. But I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. So but I've come to the end and I really hope, you are following so that when I go live again, which the goal right now is to go live every day in August. And I'll tell you, it is not easy. Every single time I hit record or go live, I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. No one wants to hear this. No one cares. It's a lot that goes through the head before. So for everyone who does any type of content creation and put themselves out there, like kudos to you. Let me know what your secret is in not feeling nervous and not feeling like what you're doing is irrelevant. But I truly appreciate those who stick around with me, who are asking questions, who are, you know, contributing to the conversation and contributing to the discussion. That really means a lot to me because it means that I'm not talking to myself. Because there are many times I have done a full live and there's zero people watching, and I just have to keep pushing because, you never know when someone will see this video. So I'm extremely grateful. And I'll be extremely grateful if you could give this a thumbs up as well, if you haven't already. And um, Kat, thank you for yes. She came through with some tips. I'm definite. I'm writing mine right down, and I'm going to go try it. And congratulations on 55 pounds. That is amazing. And keep doing. Obviously, what you're doing is working. How long did it take? Because that's always my question. Like, am I being too impatient in wanting things to happen too quickly? And how long did it take you to lose 55 pounds? Because that's amazing. I'm trying to lose 20, and I feel like, damn, what? At the end of this 5 days, I should have lost 40, right? I mean, I know that won't even be healthy, but definitely understand that this is a work in progress and we may not see the changes immediately, but it's happening and the body is reacting and the body is doing what it needs to do to get on the rhythm that you're doing. So, February start 2025. Damn, that is quick. So, girl, you tell me my 20 pounds around the corner then. Because that's February is March. I'm a lawyer. I definitely don't do public math, but I'm doing it now. March, April, May, June, July, August. 6 months, 55 pounds. Dang. Yeah, you're doing something right. You're doing something right. You go, girl. You go, girl. Yes, my 20 is gonna come. Because then I said I had 4 weeks. I've been doing mine for 4 weeks. So 4 weeks is I'm on live. So 4 weeks for me. That started July 9th. I can remember the exact date. So July 9th. So August 9th. Actually, it's not even 4 weeks. Okay, Ayana. Calm your little happy bottom down. Wait your turn. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm loving it. I'm loving the journey. Would love to see you guys. Honestly, if you're eating tons of good protein of it, it's hard to overeat and the brain turns. Yeah, that's that's true. Okay. All righty. Well, I am heading out. I have to do some work for my job and relax a little bit. Catherine, Cat, where's my guy who's also on his journey there? Guy that comments. Sherman, thank you. Somebody else was in here that was commenting. If you're still around, thank you. Guy that comments, I think that was him. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone jumping on. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Do your body nice. Do something nice for yourself and do your brain something nice for itself. All right, talk to you soon. And as I always say, stay lux. Bye.